Imagine if you could simply unsee something, like a magic button that erases troubling memories from your mind forever. What if you could forget experiencing a traumatic event, like witnessing a car crash, or even a frightening movie scene? This idea might sound like pure fantasy, but our brains have some wild ways of protecting us from the harsh realities of life. It's like an internal twist on the concept of unseeing things. Our brains can overlook or block out memories that are too painful to keep. Let's dive deep into this. Ever heard of flash bomb memories? These are those intense flashes of recollection triggered by extreme emotions. Think of where you were when huge news broke, like when the Twin Towers fell on 9/11. Most people can recall vivid details about that day, thanks to a rush of neurochemicals created by our brains in response to the event. This means your brain is kind of like a camera, snapping a mental picture that's hard to delete. But here's the twist: in the wake of those strong emotions, details often get blurred. Imagine being in a scary situation. Your brain, the brave warrior, focuses on just surviving, blocking out the little things. You might not remember the color of the car involved in the crash or the sound of the sirens, but you'll never forget the sheer fear of that moment. This mechanism could even be seen as nature's version of unseeing. Now, wouldn't it be cool to take this a step further? What if we could not just forget, but actually rewrite our memories? While this sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, research shows that scientists have been able to manipulate memories in rats. They found ways to make the little guys forget their fears by playing sounds and flashing lights while stimulating certain areas of their brain. The rats started associating the sound with safety instead of fear. Now, if only we could do that with our own scary movie memories or unfortunate moments. And speaking of controlling thoughts, let's think about unsaying. Imagine if you could retract words right after saying them, like hitting undo in a text message. Neuroscientists are diving deep into how our brains work, especially through issues like Tourette's syndrome, where people struggle with tics. It's been found that the brain pathways for controlling thoughts and actions are a bit tangled in those with tics. So they might shout something out without wanting to, demonstrating how complex our responses are. Here's the kicker. Once you say something, your brain kicks into gear, forming associations and processing that info. There's a study that shows how people who learned they scored badly on a humility test actually became more humble afterwards. Why? Their brains were trying to make sense of contradictory information, showing how thoughts once expressed can linger and influence us. So back to the idea of unseeing. While our brains do have built-in mechanisms to protect us from certain memories, they also seem set on holding us hostage with the words we say. It's a funny contradiction! Perhaps in the future, advancements in neuroscience will help us tackle memories and words in ways we haven't yet imagined. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll have the ability to unsee, not just horrifying moments but also unsay those regrettable slip-ups. Ultimately, while we might not have all the answers right now, it's fascinating to think about how our minds work. Each moment, whether it's joyful or distressing, has an impact on who we are and how we perceive our lives. So let's embrace that a bit, shall we? Thanks for joining me in this exploration of memory and the mind!
Please, subscribe!